What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the only fraternity in the world that talks about fragrances, the Fragrance Fraternity. Hope you're doing well. Hope this video finds you in good health. Today, we have a different topic, 7 fragrances that I didn't like until I did. These are fragrances that I tried them the first time. They were not for me. They were not my jam, not my steez. But then over time, something changed. Something about them grew on me, or, something happened. So we're going to talk about that. Let's talk about this first one, which is Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue Eau Intense. The first time I smelled this one, I swear, I thought it smelled like body odor. I was like, how the heck can anybody wear this? How could anybody enjoy the way that this smells? I would never think, lo and behold, I would be holding a bottle of it, 100 ml nonetheless, that I purchased with my own money. Can you believe it? I sure couldn't if you asked me the first time I smelled this, but then what happened was about the third time that I tried it, I wanted to know what all the hype was about, and instead of bringing I usually spray on my wrist to test a fragrance, instead of bringing it right up to my nose, I kind of just had it on and it just kind of hit me in the air, and it clicked for me. I was like, oh, that's what everyone's talking about. Fragrances, they're meant to be experienced out in the air, and it can be really easy, especially when you're testing a lot of stuff, to really get your nose all up in wherever you sprayed because you want to smell it. And definitely no shade at any reviewer, anybody that gets right up, into the fragrance to smell it, and that works for them. But as a general rule now, because of this fragrance and the experience that I had with it, when I do testing, I always like to smell from like at least 1 to 2 feet away, just so I can get it in the air, because the way that it smells super up close on the skin is not necessarily going to be the way that it translates when it's just kind of floating in the air, which is how fragrances are smelled. So I caught this one in the air, and it kind of all made sense. It all clicked, and I found myself going back to it time and time again. I really love the performance on here. It's a bit of a different type of citrus than I was used to, and I think that was really what was throwing me off. And as I continued to get my nose on more stuff and try more different types of fragrances and kind of learn about how to properly test them out and how to properly smell them as far as testing goes, this one grew on me, and I really enjoy it now. I spray it all the time from time to time. It's one that I recommend on the channel that you guys check out. So just a nice lesson learned from that experience, to not always just go right into where you sprayed if you want to get the most realistic, interpretation of what that fragrance is supposed to do in the air. So next one up, we have Abercrombie Fitch First Instinct Together. So this is my second bottle. The original bottle that I bought of this, I was watching a lot of Gent Sense at the time, and he had this thing that he would kind of hate on Invictus, and it was kind of just like a joke. But if you watch his channel, it's pretty much known that he's not a big fan of the original Invictus. And at the time, this one was getting compared to Invictus and Invictus Aqua. So the first time that I tried it, I kind of already had in my mind that I wasn't going to like it, and I had in my mind that I didn't like bubblegum sweet fragrances. I like sweet fragrances. If you have seen my prior videos, you know that I'm a big fan of sweet fragrance, but something about that bubblegum specific type sweetness I was really against. So tried this the first time. It had that Invictus bubblegum sweetness. I immediately wrote it off, and I used it as a bathroom spray, my first bottle. Went through that whole thing. A couple months went by. I saw it at a rack store, and I also was watching more of Ross from TLTG, and he was talking about how this was the best cheapie that he's ever tried, or it was one of his favorite cheapies. He was really kind of giving this a lot of love. So I thought, what the hell, I'll try it again. And lo and behold, the second time I tried it, I enjoyed it. And I kind of looked past my initial hate for it that I garnered from, just the initial impressions that I had. So just a lesson that it really goes to show how much we can be influenced by other people and the reviewers that we watch, especially if we value their opinions. So all that just to say, make your own opinion and don't 100% trust anything that anybody's saying online. Even if you like a lot of fragrances that a specific person likes, that doesn't mean that you're going to like every single thing that they like. There's stuff that I bought from people that I trust that I really love, and there's also stuff that I don't love, which I hear them sing praises about. So it's a really individual journey, this fragrance thing. So always take people's opinions with a grain of salt, and that definitely includes mine. These days, I do enjoy a good spray or two of this summery, kind of fresh, sweet, Invictus Aqua type synthetic fragrance. It's one that I like to spray on my hand from time to time, just kind of remind myself what it smells like. It is pretty synthetic, so if that bothers you, probably want to steer clear of this one. But if you like youthful fun, like playful stuff, and fresh fragrance that has a lot of character to it, well, maybe not character, but I'm butchering this review right now. It's just very sharp and aggressive is what I meant to say. So, and it performs pretty well. So it's it's a good value for money at the $20 range. Abercrombie Fitch First Instinct Together. Next one up, we have Lacoste Blanc Eau Intense. So I scooped this one up for a really good price, and I had no really idea what this smelled like. I had the original El Toto Blanc and a couple other Lacoste fragrances, and I kind of know that they're easy, sporty, fresh, easy to wear type scents always. So I went ahead and bought this one. It was a new release last year, and I saw it at Ross, which was really strange, for about 40 bucks. So I figured that's too good of a deal to pass up. I snagged it. First time I sprayed it, it reminded me of the Gold soap. So I think it's Dial or whatever that main soap brand that you can get at the grocery store. It's called the Gold Flanker, or the Gold flavor of it. It really reminds me of doctor's office and medical type facilities. They always seem to have the same antibacterial soap that always has the same smell to it, and it's the Gold, I guess, edition of whatever the Dove or Dial, the most popular, or soft soap. That's what it is. That's what the brand is. That the really popular soaps are always the soft soap, the most generic soap brand, right? So that was the initial impression I had of this. It had that weird connection to a dentist's office or medical or something like that. So I wasn't really enjoying it, but I gave it some more wear and ended up just enjoying it more and more. So it took some time to grow on me. Nothing no crazy revelation with this one. I just kind of had a weird idea about it in the first place. But always the best way to get to know a fragrance is actually to wear it, and wear it on your body, not just do a test spray, and just kind of see how it makes you feel, because that's ultimately the biggest factor of deciding if a fragrance is for you. Just see how you feel when you wear it, and try to do it more than one day, because you're in a different mood and a different day in a different setting. You got different things going on. Your mind's at a different place. It can really affect how you feel about a certain fragrance and what you think about it. So Lacoste Blanc Eau Intense, I definitely like it a lot more now than I initially did. All right, next one up, YSL. I only have this travel spray of YSL Myslf. So when this fragrance initially came out, on Instagram, they were sending out free 2 ml samples. So I was like, hey, free sample, why not? I signed up for that. I got it in the mail. And I'm a pretty big proponent of YSL fragrances. I have quite a few of them. I'd say as far as designer goes, they're probably my favorite designer house. And I got this in, I sprayed it, and immediately I was like, whoa, that is a lot of orange blossom in the opening. That smells super feminine. I don't like it, and I'm pretty shocked that I didn't like it. And also I thought it smelled kind of generic. Just wasn't really feeling it overall. Fast forward, month or two goes by, I still have that little 2 ml sample sitting there, and just occasionally I just go back to it because I hear chatter of people liking it, people don't like it. So I just come back to it occasionally, oh, what do I still think myself is too feminine? Do I still not like it? First 2 or 3 times I had that reaction, and then once I got to about 0.5 ml left, something changed. I don't know what it is. Maybe that little decant had to mature a little bit or macerate, and it just wasn't quite ready yet. But I finally understood the people that really enjoyed it, what they were talking about. Is this super different than a lot of other fragrances? No, it definitely isn't. It kind of is a combination of a lot of different really popular fragrances out right now. So it's not going to be something super unique. But especially once it dries down a little bit, I find myself really enjoying it. And then I got this travel spray, I gave it a wear, and going back to what I was saying before, just the experience, how it makes you feel, I really felt like this matched my personality and was a really enjoyable wearing experience at the end of the day. And that's the only thing that matters for me. So I've definitely changed my tune on YSL Myslf, especially after it dries down and like after 5 minutes or so and that super heavy orange blossom opening kind of fades away. You just get a really powdery blue fragrance with, you know, a touch of those white florals hanging out in the background. But definitely don't think it smells feminine anymore. And I'm enjoying YSL Myslf these days a lot. Next one up we have is from Maison Alhambra. This is Porto Neroli. So first time I smelled this, I thought it smelled like lemon dish soap, and that was really odd for me. Don't really know why you'd want to smell like dish soap, and I was a little bit disappointed. Thankfully it was only 25 bucks. But then I kept trying it out, kept wearing it, and I kind of made this connection between Fruit Loops cereal, I've talked about it a couple times in this fragrance, and now when I smell it, all I can think about is Fruit Loops, and it kind of takes me back to my childhood a little bit and always brings back that feeling of nostalgia for me. I've tried a couple of other Neroli Portofino inspired fragrances, and this one is really good quality for the price. Pretty shockingly good quality here. So it's definitely taken some time to appreciate what they've done here as far as a dupe, but for what it's worth, I think it's a really nice rendition on Neroli Portofino with decent performance. And I've also learned that Neroli for me is what causes me to have that feeling of a prominent soapiness. Neroli comes off really soapy to my nose. So now I know if something smells really super soapy, there's probably Neroli in it. But Neroli Portofino is a good one. Next one up, Rasasi Daarej. This was recommended to me from a fraternity member. Shout out to you. Thank you for this recommendation. The only thing that I didn't like was the initial opening of this fragrance. The opening was like a little bit harsh and kind of heavy on the vanilla and pretty sharp and just didn't smell like that well blended. Smelled like a little bit like scratchy, kind of like how some cheap fragrances can, but the beauty of this fragrance is really once it dries down, give it 10-15 minutes, that Valentino V scent profile comes to life. The vanilla kind of doesn't go away, but it settles down a little bit. You're left with this powdery, beautiful fragrance with a little bit of iris in there as well and some other floral components. My brother said he smelled this and it smelled to him like a pool, like a bathroom at a pool at a luxury hotel. So that was the imagery that he got in this from this fragrance, and for a sub $30 fragrance to smell like you're at a luxury hotel pool, not bad. So definitely smells more expensive than it is, lasts a long time. It's really good for evenings out. And I wore it the other day, just found myself actually craving it, actually wanting to wear it. So definitely has grown on me over time. The opening, I'm still 50-50 on, but I already know that in 15 to 20 minutes it's going to settle down and it's just going to create a beautiful sillage. So Rasasi Daarej is a solid pickup, especially because Valentino V has been long discontinued. All right, last one up. John Varvatos Artisan Blue. When I first smelled it, it was like a little bit too mature to me. I thought, this smells maybe something like I couldn't really rock. I like these kind of more fun, youthful scents usually. I do have other stuff too, but this one just smelled a little bit too mature to me, and I'm not always super into green fragrances. They're really hit or miss for me. Gave it some time, gave it some more wear, grew on me more and more, and now you can see there's a pretty good dent in this bottle. I definitely use it, and my opinion of it has changed. And actually, you know what? To prove it to you guys, I might as well just give myself a couple sprays right here. I haven't worn this one in a while. It's great. I like it now. It's certainly one of my favorite green fragrances, and just took a little bit of time to get to understand this one. You may have the same experience with John Varvatos Artisan Blue. All right, folks, that was it for today. Let me know down below in the comments, what's a fragrance that you had that initially you weren't really digging and then it grew on you, or your opinion of it changed, something happened. Let me know. Love to hear about it. Catch you next time. Hit that like and subscribe. Appreciate your time. Take care. All the good things. Keep being a good person. Positive energy. Positive vibes. Only good things coming your way. Keep smelling great out there. See you guys.